Figma Design Agent just launched some really good capability. They just added the web search option, which will allow you to search the web as part of what you're doing. You can paste an existing link, you can ask it to check the web and do competitive research on your behalf. So many things. And the best part is, once you're done, you'll be able to take all that information and rather than hop between different LLMs and come back to Figma, the Figma Design Agent will analyze the information and transform it into designs for you. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact details of how you could leverage the agent. Before we get started, please note if you're new to the Figma Design Agent, this is my fourth video on the topic. I have a complete course since the product was launched to learn about the features themselves, see a comparison with the Figma MCP, and if you work in an enterprise where you create SaaS products, you definitely want to see that third video. I show you what is possible with a design system when you're doing real workflows. So this is an incredible feature of Figma, bringing AI in its best capabilities to the Figma canvas. But today's edition that they just released allows you to actually use web search as well. So previously, we had access only to libraries. We could come here, attach a design system library, and create with that. If that's all you still see when clicking on the plus button, make sure to go to Figma, check for updates, and this will reload all your tabs. Once I've done that, I'm going to come back to my AI chats, and here I am. If I click the plus button again, you will see the web search just appeared for me. So clicking on that, you will be able to either insert a URL or think of it, this Figma agent becomes like your chat GPT or Claude, where you can actually ask it to browse the web and search for certain items. So the most significant use case as a designer that I think I could benefit from is to do a competitive research. So let's say you're designing a pricing page. What I ask the agent is do a competitive research for most successful pricing pages and provide me with some screenshots of what is possible. Now, mind you, this is not a capability that is there actually. The agent is capable of doing deep research, but it was not able to take screenshots and paste them back here for me. And you will see it started searching, it ran a search in the background, it went like to 5 pages, and you can see the details of that. It went to Stripe, to best SaaS pricing page example. It searched on so many things, fetched them, and gathered all that logic and gave me a breakdown of the examples on what works in each of them, why each of these options works from these companies. This is fantastic competitive research that normally would take me so much more time to do individually as a designer. But now the agent is accessing the web on my behalf. And it went into further analysis telling me how these patterns actually drive adoption and conversion. There's some very significant information here, very nicely broken down. It gave me reference links at the end as well. But what's most significant is why this agent is different, like why this is way ahead for me as a designer than simply going to ChatGPT and doing the same comparative research is when the Figma Design Agent has this information, what it is capable of doing with it is what's most significant. So it's asking me, do you want me to build you a pricing page in Figma based on any of these? The Figma agent not only can synthesize and analyze web pages, it can build on your behalf with that knowledge. Those of us who've been using Claude MCP with Figma or even Codex could argue that, yeah, I could do this in Claude and then ask it to build back in Figma. Sure, but my question is, why do you want to go anywhere else? It's right here for you. If your goal is to build in Figma, this capability is fantastic. And you will see I further prompted it and said, yes, build a pricing page based on a combination of these best practices, but also paste screenshots of this research if you can in my canvas. And I said, if you cannot paste the screenshots, tell me that you can't. I highly recommend this best practice for you, especially those of you working in Claude. Always ask it to tell you the truth. You want the LLM to tell you this information. And if you haven't watched my previous tutorials on the Figma Design Agent, it is built on a model that combines Claude as well as Codex. And that's why I'm finding its capabilities to be fantastic because it's bringing the best of both worlds and adding a Figma layer of intelligence on top of it so you can build in vector within Figma. And here you go. It took everything, and this is what it generated for me. This whole process, by the way, that I'm showing you now in preview took less than 5 minutes. Competitor research as well as the generation of the page. And look at this UI. This is very, very decent. Are there things to enhance? Of course. And that's up to my judgment as a designer. I want to show you even something super amazing on top of this. So let's say I started with this research. I like what it built, the LLM for me, but I want it to look like my product. Look what I'm going to do. I will go to this plus icon. I don't need the web search anymore. I actually want to connect a library. So I have access to my design system. And if you don't see many of your libraries, I've shown you before, click on manage libraries, and this will show you access to so many libraries you may have. You can add a library, come to your team's different libraries, or you can even come and add a UI kit. For now, I'm going to add this design system Figma library. And once I've selected it, I can see it's added here. Closing that and adding the library does not automatically allow you to use it. You have to click on the add context once again, come to the library and select it. We just added it as an option. Now I have to come back to manage libraries. And because I see it, I want to turn it on with this toggle. This is not ideal. I wish this would happen with one step, but I understand why Figma is allowing that. And you see, because I toggled it on, now I have this green check mark when I select libraries, which tells you one of the libraries are selected. So make sure this is happening. Some people think they have added the library, but they're not actually adding it. Once you've added that, now I can prompt the agent. Prompt says, change this page to match the style and tokens from my design system. Where possible, use design system components if they exist. You will see the agent starts working. You can literally see it in action, pulling components, styles, and tokens before the UI even changes, which tells me it is on the right track. Design system context is ready. Now I'll apply it to the pricing page. This is artificial intelligence on display for you in your canvas. Here you go. It did it. It used my design system, color tokens. I mean, it's not very beautiful or necessarily accessible, but this is something I can prompt again. All I asked it for is to actually use my tokens and my color styles. And it did that. The goal here is not to nitpick how perfect is the last design. My goal is to show you the capabilities of what's possible. Mind you, this feature is in beta, and even now, if it can do all this on my behalf and make my work easier, can you imagine what more is possible? It's definitely a very exciting time to be a designer. But of course, it depends on how you look at it. The last thing I want to share here is the reason I'm excited about these capabilities being inside Figma is as someone who's immediately testing some of the most powerful tools that are getting released, I feel a difference with the releases coming from Figma. They feel targeted to empower me as a designer versus yesterday, Claude Design itself released so many features, but the way they are being communicated online, there is often this negative connotation and all this talk about design is dead, designers are dead, Figma is dead. Like, why does any new feature release have to mean that something is dead? I absolutely disagree with that mentality. Yes, great, Claude Design is fantastic, but I am someone who has tested it elaborately for enterprise work, and honestly, it didn't get me very far because 120 designers in my team work in Figma. So to see Claude actively working for me inside Figma is a huge win. The Figma Design Agent is about empowering you as a designer, not about empowering your developers to replace you as a designer. Those of you who've been here for a while, you know I don't create sponsored content. I don't try to promote things unless I actually use them and believe in them. And that's why I am very excited. I can't wait to see you have this design agent in your inbox and to see how you're going to test it and to try for yourself. After all, this is my opinion and my experience, but I'm sure you have yours and you may have your own preferred tool. Let me know what you think. I would love to learn about your journey. Thank you again, and I appreciate your support.